Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever time it is that you're joining me. Welcome. Let's make our way down to the floor. I'm just going to make sure everything is streaming properly. For today's Yin Yoga experience, we're starting in Savassanah. I recommend having a block or two. You may use them, you may not. Let's make our way down to the You're going for a traditional Savasana, heels touch, toes fall open, arms by your side. Start to slow down your breath, either finding one spot on the ceiling to relax your eyes or simply closing them. After you've had a few breaths on the floor, take notice of where your body is relaxing. Is your body relaxing? Maybe you need to gently move a little bit side to side, wiggle your fingers, your arms, your legs, your toes. Can you create a little more length through the crown of your head, even? A gentle tucking of your chin to your chest. Getting more of the back of the neck, the throat on the floor. Move down your body inch by inch. Inhale, check in and check out. Are you actually relaxed? Are you creating tension? And exhale, melt into your space. Think about your yoga mat being the pavement on a hot day, and your body is an ice cube. And with time, with breath, your whole ice cube body will be relaxing and melting. Keep your left heel in line with your hip. Flex your left toes up towards the ceiling to get the back of your leg on the floor. Lower back stays down on the mat. We're going to draw our right leg up all the way out towards the side and then back in. Interlace all 10 of your fingers up to the webbing for a nice anti-arthritic grip, about an inch or two below the knee, and then relax the shoulders back down towards the floor. Relax the back of the head down on the mat. Find a little bit of pressure from your shin into your hands palms and keep equally pressing both sides of your low back of your hips towards the mat. So you're getting a big opening of the left side front hip and you're getting a pinching compression sensation, especially if you're really pushing and pressing in your lower right abdomen, elbows stretching down towards your hips, shoulders away from yours, belly in, back down towards the floor. Take your left hand and bring it to the outside of your right leg. Extend your right arm long to the side. You can use the edge of your foot to help you roll over into your spine twist. If you don't want your left leg just floating here, you can always bring a block. Feel free to adjust your knees any way you want to, maybe tucking your right ankle under your left thigh or keeping your legs stacked. You can extend both arms nice and long. And if you want a nice stretch in your neck, turn, twist, look over your right shoulder. We've got just about 2 minutes here. I do apologize if the sound of the grass being cut and the edges being trimmed is coming through real loud. Come on back to using your breath to notice how you feel. On your inhale, you feel the stretch. You notice where it's hitting you. Do you also notice any place that you might have brought a little extra tension that you don't need? How can you melt into your mat space even more while still getting some sort of a spine twist, some sort of an opening of the back side of the body and the hip? You got 1 minute to go right here. You brought your head into a twist. Bring your head back in line with your heart. If you change your legs at all, let's extend that left leg long. Right leg stays bent as you roll over onto your back. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh, or maybe the inner left calf. You can press yourself up for a second to get more of your low back on the floor. And we're just going to hang out here in a reclined tree pose. Your arms can be wherever you want. Maybe arms down by your side with palms facing up towards the ceiling, or an extra stretch in your chest. Maybe you grow your tree, bring your arms up overhead. Maybe even big goalpost arms. Bend your elbows. I can't think of an appropriate way to say that, but for a nice stretch in your pecs with your elbows bent at 90-degree angles, and then relax as much of the back of your head, the back of your neck, the back of your shoulders. Fred, I'm okay, okay? It's okay. You don't have to stress over there. If you brought your arms up overhead at all, let's go ahead and return our arms back down by our sides. Extend your right leg nice and long. Heels touch, toes fall open. Melt yourself back into the floor, back to your Savassanah, just like where we started. But hopefully a little easier to relax, to melt into your mat. Maybe you notice a little bit more opening through that right side hip flexor. Great. So let's move on to the left side. So flex your right toes up towards your face, right heel in line with your right hip bone. Your left knee draws out towards the side and then back up to your chest. Lower back stays down on the floor. Both hips stay down on the floor. Do your best to interlace all 10 fingers all the way up towards the webbing. Nice tight anti-arthritic grip, pressing the pads of your fingers against the backs of your opposite hands also helps to activate in your armpits a little bit. Whew, my back cracked. It felt great. Shoulders away from your ears, lats are engaged, pulling your knee towards your shoulder, but also pushing your shin towards your hands palms. So you'll feel a pinching compression sensation in the lower left abdomen. We already worked our ascending colon. This is the descending colon. Shoulders away from your ears. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, left leg stays bent, right hand comes to the outside of the left knee, left arm extends along to the side. Use the outside of your right foot to help you roll over into your spine twist. Your spine twist on this side does not need to look anything like your spine twist on the first side looks. Find something that feels good. Create a noticeable stretch. Maybe it's even a little uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable or so deep that you find that your breath is limited. So continue to let your breath be your number one guide throughout your movements, or essentially lack of movement in today's practice. Great. If you brought your head out of line with your heart, bring your head back in line. If you bent your right leg, go ahead and straighten your right leg. Left leg stays bent. Roll over onto your back. Bring the sole of the left foot towards the right thigh or towards the right calf. If things are feeling really tight, maybe even for this tree, you find you need to bring a block under the outside of your left leg. Do whatever feels right with your arms. Maybe you grow your tree a little bit more. Maybe you decide that you're just a little seedling with your arms by your side for a bit more support. Relax. Awesome. If you brought your arms up overhead, begin to release your arms back down by your side. Extend your left leg nice and long. Back to your Savassanah, to your stillness. Letting the blood flow normally through that left hip flexor once again. Awesome. Next, we're going to stretch those hip flexors one more time from the floor. So go ahead, grab a hold of your block. Bend your knees, place the soles of the feet down on the floor. You can use the backs of your elbows to help press yourself up and slide your block right at your lower back, whatever height you want it to be at. A little self myofascial release, a nice little stretch into your low belly. So good for helping with digestion, elimination. You keep your arms down by your side. Make any adjustments that you need to. If you want more of a stretch into your lower abs as well, you can walk, wiggle your feet further towards the bottom of the mat, maybe even extending your legs all the way nice and long. And if it feels good, you can bring your arms up overhead, working your way into pontoon pose. Keep the back of your head, the back of your neck, the shoulders on the mat. Just about 1 minute left right here. What was that? If you brought your arms up overhead, begin to release your arms back down by your side. If you extended your legs forward, walk, wiggle your legs back into the center line. Once the soles of the feet are underneath of your knees, use your inhale to press into them, lift yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Lower your back down to the mat. Go ahead, bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall open nice and wide. And then you'll probably want to press into the outer edges of your feet to release as much of your glutes on the floor. If you don't have two easily accessible blocks, walking or wiggling your toes closer towards the bottom of the mat can help you to find some extra relaxation in this reclined bound angle. Find your hands wherever they want to be, maybe hands even on the hip flexors, providing a little extra warmth. We've got 1 minute right here. Awesome. Arms down on the floor. Use them for a little bit of support as you squeeze your inner thighs together. Send your knees up towards the ceiling and then pick a side you're going to roll over to. And then take a moment, roll over on your side. In your recovery position, two more slow, deep breaths right here. You've got this. When you're ready, roll over into tabletop. And give yourself a couple cat cows. Believe it or not, cat cow is the posture that we've actually been working our way to all morning. Much like yin and yang here in this cat cow, get arching and rounding of movement and manipulation of your spine and having an easy flow feels good. Also, it's a big sign of flexibility. And being flexible can mean so many things. Mostly I was thinking towards the idea of flexible in our decision making and the choices that we make, and just like feeling so good and confident, moving with confidence, knowing that we're doing the right thing. We spent some great time on the floor before we got started, stretching the spine, happy life, opening up the hips, open hips, helps release stored emotions. Awesome. When you're ready, go ahead, open up your knees, send your glutes back towards your heels. You can walk your hands as far forward as you would like to for some child's pose. Maybe you don't want to walk your hands far forward at all, and you decide to release your hands back towards your heels. Just find what feels good for you for today. Let's stay here for the next just about 3 minutes. Every inhale, scan your body. Notice what might have been relaxing as you hit the floor was actually you muscling through just to make yourself down here. Can you create a little bit more length with your exhale from the crown of your head all the way down through your hips? One minute left. If you extended your arms forward, or if you brought your hands back towards your heels, walk your hands back underneath of your shoulders. And go ahead, press yourself up into your tabletop again. Enjoy a couple more cat cows. Just a couple breaths. When you're ready, bring your seat to the floor and extend your legs out nice and long in front of you. Legs extending nice and long in front of you, stacking your head, over your heart, over your hips. So notice if as you came to the floor, if some rounding happened in your back, if your shoulders are on top of your hips, but everything else has a bit of a C curve, maybe even your fingers on the floor to help you start to pull yourself forward. Think about lifting up your chest, of your shoulders rolling down and back. And you can stay right here in your staff pose or your best attempt at this staff pose, at this gentle little bit of a hip hinge, or you can begin to forward. Got just on your next inhale, carefully. Oh, lift yourself up. Hands can come behind you. Take a moment. Maybe you enjoy a little backward bend. Come back into that staff pose. Stack. We're gonna go for a little working towards the idea of like cow face, half cow. So perhaps you're able to come into a bit of square pose with your right ankle crossing over your left leg. Perhaps you can do even more and work to bring that right knee on top of your left shin. Keep both sit bones down on the floor. But if you're feeling really flexible, maybe you can even start to fold your left leg, really stack your two knees on top of each other. You can use your blocks here to help too, or using a rolled up towel can be nice because sometimes those blocks are a little underneath your knees. Check back in if you're shifting a lot of weight onto that left glute and keep your right glute down on the floor as well. If you need more of a stretch though, you can always hinge forward and from the hips, not from the waist, bringing your chest towards your thighs. Got just a couple breaths left. If you did decide to fold your left leg in, we're going to go ahead and extend the left leg nice and long. If you have your right leg crossed, uncross your legs. Hands can come behind you for a second again as you shake out your chest a bit, going for that supported back bend again, grabbing your knees, windshield wiping your feet, and then walking yourself back forward. Take a couple breaths in your staff pose. So either your head over your shoulders, heart, hips, maybe even a little bit of a forward fold in a gentle bit of a caterpillar. Fingers can be on the floor to help you work to find this big lift. Not trying to take any sort of like extra rounding, it's just the lift. But if you're rounding in the opposite direction, pulling yourself forward like a power pose from right here on the floor. You might find that a slight bend in your knees because your hamstrings are tight. Awesome. Let's cross the left leg over the right. Maybe you're just crossing your left ankle over the right side. You can even apply some pressure, maybe even bring a block under here to work towards finding some relaxation. Maybe you're going for that deeper cross, working to stack your knees. Whole new side of the body, so you don't need to do the exact same thing on this side that you did on the other side. You're doing what works for you. Well, let's enjoy a couple breaths. Last few breaths right here. I tell you, yeah, really doing some long content. I also tell you, there's not that much going on. Okay, as you're ready, you're gonna come out opposite the way you went in, slowly, intentionally, one step at a time. So if you'd folded your right leg in, kick your right leg out. If your left leg is crossed over deeply, uncross your left leg. Both legs in front of you, bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet. Let's place our hands behind us and slowly lower ourselves down all the way up. Heels touch, toes fall open, arms by our side. That's right. We're sinking our way right back into Savassanah. We've been here a few times today, and this will be our last together in this class. So come back to your breath, to using your inhale to scan your body slowly from the top of your head, working your way down to your toes. How are you feeling? Where are you feeling? And what? Using your inhale to notice and using your exhale to let go. Is there extra tension, extra squeezing somewhere that you don't need? Because remember, you're an ice cube on the warm slash perfectly hot asphalt on a beautiful day. And you're just trying to melt into that space. As always, even here in the Savasana, if you find that things aren't feeling comfortable, Go ahead, make a change. Make a change. Find a new place that does feel good. Come back to your stillness. It is not all or nothing. There is nothing wrong with noticing that something's not working for you and changing it. In fact, there is everything right with being honest with yourself, with what you need, what you feel, what you want, and how you can make it better. And honestly, only you know. You're welcome to stay down here in this final Savasana for as long as continues to feel good for you. If you're ready to close out today's practice, maybe take a little wiggle of your fingers, a little wiggle of your toes, and then take your time, no rush. Make your way however you want to a seated position of your choice. Once you get there, grounding through your sit bones, shoulders down and back, belly gently pulled in. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead, hands palms come together. Exhale, release your hands down to heart center, elbows stretching down towards the floor, thumbs touching on your chest, sternum, tuck your chin to your chest. Take a moment as you bow to and honor yourself. Think of one positive thing, maybe a positive thought or affirmation, maybe something you can be proud of yourself. Carry through for the rest of your day. Even better if your thought brought a smile to your face. But till we are together again, I hope that you'll think so many good thoughts. I hope you'll speak good words, not just to others, but particularly to yourself. Take time today, tomorrow, this whole week, month, year to eat good for you foods. Speak good words, do good deeds, and taking time every day to nourish yourself from the inside out. If no one's told you today, you're special. And if it feels right, you can bring your thumb up to your third eye, your drishti, your focus. Lift your heart and know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. So thank you so much for joining me today, for taking a part in my energy, for putting some of your awesome energy out there in the world as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest. Namaste.